a courageous conversation with Dr. Clara Stevens. We seek to extend a beacon of hope to those wrestling with everyday life issues. Our approach is rooted in empathetic listening and compassionate, non judgmental conversations. Judge not, that you be not judged. You will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Matthew 7:1, John 8:32. In this episode, we are sharing tips for coping with grief resulting from the loss of loved ones, significant others, job, health, friends, betrayers, income, and individual or family pets. People grieving the loss of a loved ones experience complicated grief. Following such a loss, the acute state of mourning will subside. Individuals may remain inconsolable and may never find a substitute. No matter what may fill the gap, even if it is filled, it nevertheless remains something else. And actually, this is how it should be. It is the only way of perpetuating that love which we do not want to relinquish. Sigmund Freud. Now, let's look into individual grieving process. People do not necessarily grieve the same way. The personality types of profiles provide an excellent example of why the way different people grieve is not necessarily consistent with another person. According to Dr. et al., the factors affecting individual grieving process include the person's unique relationship with the deceased, the circumstances of the death, previous experience with grief, the timeliness or untimeliness of the death, and the spiritual resources of the mourner. Effect of grief on an individual. There are three major effects of grief on an individual, which can be summed up under 1, thoughts, 2, feelings, and 3, behaviors. One might experience some of these three. Some might experience all of the three, and others may express none at all. Now, how you might think and remember. Let's look at the thoughts of the grieving. Thoughts about unfairness comes to mind. Worries about how you will cope. Anger at the person for leaving you. Thoughts that you can't go on. Thoughts about what you should have done or said. Thoughts about how things are going to be different. Thoughts about what you are going to miss. Remembering conversations or arguments. Wishing that you had done things differently. Unwanted memories shows up. Dreams of nightmares. Sometimes happy memories. Thoughts that they are at peace now. Thoughts that they are not suffering. And the thought of seeing or hearing your loved one. Number 2, here are how
the grievers might feel emotionally and in the body. Strong emotions may rise: fear, anxiety, guilt, regret, numb, hopeless, helpless, anger, sadness, yearning, and longing, often frustration, forgetfulness, irritable, tired, fatigue, pain, headache, emptiness, no feelings at all, shock, disbelief, feeling sick, unable to eat, unable to sleep, tired, relief, peace, and content. And the third part is how one might act: dwell, ruminate, or ponder. Avoid reminders. Avoid being alone. Avoid being with people. Carry on as normal. Keep busy. Tell other people you feel okay. Staying in bed. Stop doing things you used to do that you all love to do. Drink alcohol. Distract oneself. Behave recklessly. Take risks. Remember them. Visit their resting place, which I did when I went to visit the memorial place of my mother and my father. I went to their resting place. I want to be near them. I talk to them. I look at photos. I speak to people who are close to them. And I look through their belongings. I took my mother's Bible, some of her scarves, and I took some precious gifts of my dad with me. Now, what not to say to grieving individuals? Wonder what to say to a family member, neighbor, colleague, or friend on social media who is grieving or going through the loss of a loved one when you see them or hear about their loss. Everyone loves to say the right thing and comforting things. Others may feel uncomfortable considering the raw emotions of the grieving individual, feeling helpless about what to say, which is understandable and okay. Individuals need all the support they can receive. However, be sure not to shy away because of not knowing what to say. As stated earlier, the most loving and caring for a grieving person is to be present and compassionate. Grief experiencing is unique to the individual. Be sure to find out what individual needs are if you do not already know. For example, say, "Sorry for your loss. Should you like to talk? I am here to listen." Be sure to be empathetic. Say, "I have been thinking of you lately." Say, "Need grocery shopping? Can I cook for you? Laundry, babysit, run errands, and others." This is the crucial point. And then what not to say. Do not tell a grieving person how to feel or how to not feel. Please do not say, I know how you feel. You become the focus, leaving the grieving individual aloof. Do not discourage them from expressing their feeling if that suits them. Please do not give them a time frame such as they need to have gotten over their grief by now. Let them decide how and when to move forward. Grievers may move beyond all the stages of grief and individual shock or pain, yet grief is a lifelong process that may never completely forget the feeling of loss in some areas, even as they move on with living. Be sure to provide ongoing support as time goes on. Do not say that God gives and takes away. Blessed be the name of God. Such a statement is disrespectful to individual grieving. Please do not say it is for the best or better. Allow the grieving person to decide on how to understand their loss. As in Nigerian common saying, do not say, whoever says it is not painful, let the individual experience it and see how it feels. Please stop saying that. It's not helpful. Finally, be bold and flexible in providing comfort. So help us, God. In the next episode, we will be looking into the effects of grief, depression, and the importance of self-management or self-care. And if you have been with us this long, I encourage you to please subscribe and help us to share the message of encouragement. The Lord be with you. The Lord bless you.